Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the secrets hidden in plain sight within corporate filings. You know, for a company named Predictive Oncology Inc., you'd expect them to be predicting profits, but maybe they're just predicting that they'll need more stock options. Alright, let's dive into this report from Predictive Oncology Inc. It's a pretty straightforward document this time around, mostly about awarding new stock units to their top brass. But before we get into the nitty-gritty details of who got what, let's talk about the company itself. Predictive Oncology, as the name suggests, is in the business of using data to help with cancer treatment and diagnosis, a pretty critical field. However, in the world of publicly traded companies, it's not just about the mission, it's about the execution and the financial health that allows that mission to thrive. Now, what's important here is that the company's board of directors, along with their compensation committee, decided it was time to hand out some restricted stock units, or RSUs, to employees, consultants, and directors. Think of RSUs as a promise to give someone stock in the company later on, usually if they stick around or hit certain goals. This is super common, especially in growth-focused companies or those in competitive industries where attracting and keeping talent is key. It's a way to align the interests of the employees with the shareholders, because if the stock price goes up, everyone wins. And so who exactly is benefiting from this RSU award? Well, the big news is that Raymond F. Venar, the CEO, is getting a handsome 124,959 of these restricted stock units. That's a significant chunk and reflects his leadership role. It's a clear signal that the company wants to keep its CEO motivated and invested in the company's long-term success. Not far behind is Josh Blocker, the interim chief financial officer, who's set to receive 97,000 RSUs. Having the CFO get a substantial RSU award is also pretty standard. It ties his compensation directly to the company's performance and stock value, which is a good thing for shareholders, as it means he's incentivized to manage the company's finances efficiently and effectively to boost that stock price. Now, what each of these RSUs means is pretty straightforward. One RSU is essentially a promise for one share of the company's common stock. So when these units vest, which means they officially become the property of the employees, they'll receive shares of Predictive Oncology Inc. This is what investors watch closely, as large grantings of stock can potentially dilute the value of existing shares if not met with proportional company growth. And when do these folks actually get their shares? Well, the big day is October 31st of this year, 2025. But there's a catch. They have to remain employed by the company right up until that date. This continued service clause is a retention tool. It's designed to make sure that the key people who are instrumental in driving the company forward are still on board when the rewards are handed out. It's a way to prevent valuable employees from jumping ship before the company hits its milestones. The actual nitty-gritty of these awards, the legal document outlining all the terms and conditions, is filed as an exhibit. While we don't need to get lost in the legalese of that specific contract, understanding that these grants are formalized and transparent is important. It means there are clear rules about how and when these incentives are given out, which is crucial for good corporate governance. Looking at the company's registered securities, we see their common stock. It's a common equity offering that you'd find on the Nasdaq Capital Market, trading under the ticker symbol POI. This gives you a snapshot of where the company is listed and how its shares are available to the public. Being on Nasdaq means they meet certain listing requirements, which generally adds a layer of oversight and transparency. Now, considering the overall picture here, Predictive Oncology Inc. is operating in a high-stakes field. Investing in biotech and particularly in cancer prediction and treatment research is a long game with high potential rewards, but also significant risks. The granting of RSUs to their CEO and CFO is a standard practice to incentivize performance and retention. It signals confidence from the board and their leadership team, but from an investor's perspective, the real question is, what are the business fundamentals like? Are these awards a sign of a healthy, growing company, or a way to retain leadership in a challenging environment? Used to their CEO and CFO is a standard practice to incentivize performance and retention. It signals confidence from the board and their leadership team, but from an investor's perspective, the real question is, what are the business fundamentals like? Are these awards a sign of a healthy, growing company, or a way to retain leadership in a challenging environment? Without seeing the company's financial statements and recent performance, it's hard to say definitively. However, tying executive compensation to company stock performance is generally seen as a positive step for aligning interests Alright, that's our quick decode of this filing from Predictive Oncology Inc. What do you think about these RSU grants? Are they a sign of good things to come or just standard corporate practice? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions, just like this linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.